Low-tech printmaking with natural materials. This is the equipment you'll need. A brayer, a little wooden skewer, palette knife, a wooden spoon, a baron, some masking tape, phone sheets, a paper towel and a scraper to clean up. We're going to be using Golden Open. And here's the paper, some scrap paper, some rice paper and some coloured sheets. And we'll be using natural materials. First of all, you're going to be rolling out the black Golden Open nice and evenly using the brayer. Golden Open is a good product to use as it has a really slow drying time. Make sure there's no dust or particles on your foam. Roll out the paint nice and evenly onto the foam. The foam is attached using some masking tape so that it doesn't curl up when you roll out the paint. And you want it nice and smooth. Then you're going to select some natural materials and you're going to lay them vein side down, so the more textured side towards the ink. And just lay them out in an interesting composition. We're then going to lay down a piece of scrap paper and we're going to burnish on top using the baron. This pushes the natural materials into the foam, leaving an impression in the foam, which then we will print onto paper. We're then going to take off the masking tape and then remove the natural materials, laying them inky side up. And then you're going to lay these materials inky side up back down onto the foam. Then going to take a piece of rice paper. The rice paper has a rough surface and a smooth surface. You'd like the smooth surface to go ink side down. I'm then going to add another piece of scrap paper as some of those materials are standing up a little bit. And then I'm going to use the baron to burnish on the back and exert pressure to get the information to transfer onto the paper. Then I'm going to use a wooden spoon. The wooden spoon can exert just a little more pressure and pick up all the fine details from the natural materials. I'm going to remove the scrap paper. And now we're going to lift the print, just removing some of the inky natural materials using a little wooden skewer. And there's the print. As you can see, it really picks up all the details of the natural materials. I'm going to remove the inky natural materials, and there's still lots of information on the foam plate, so we're going to take a second print. I'm just laying down the colored sheet and then a scrap piece of paper. And I'm going to use the wooden spoon again, as you can exert a little bit more pressure and make sure you're getting all of the impressions and information that are left on the foam. And as you can see, the second print is really quite subtle. Now I'm speeding up a little bit and cleaning up. I don't advise you go this speed at home. Take your time. I'm just taping down the foam again. And this time we're going to use two different colors of the Golden Open and create a blended roll. We're then going to ink up the foam nice and evenly and lay down our natural materials. We're going to use a piece of scrap paper again and burnish to get those materials impression into the foam. Remove the masking tape and then put the inky materials ink side up and then add the rice paper and burnish again. And there's our print. There's still lots of information on the foam, so I'm going to take a second print using the wooden spoon again. And here's our second, more subtle print. I hope you've enjoyed this demo and that you'll try this at home. Thanks very much for joining us.